Today, we're gonna talk about the top 10 richest people in the world. In March 2019, Forbes released its annual billionaires list, which ranks the richest people on Earth by net worth. Today, we look at the top 10 richest people in the world. Number 10. Larry Page, net worth $50.8 billion. In 1998, Page co-founded Google with business partner Sergey Brin and still helms Alphabet, Google's parent company.
Let me just start with the idea. What happened? And tell me one more time, because Google is Google.
Well, we were working in our PhDs actually.
Yeah.
And we accidentally happened across better search technology.
Yeah.
So we didn't even intend to build a search engine. We just sort of fell into it.
Yeah.
And we started downloading everything on the web, and we started doing interesting research on it. We actually went to Yahoo once we had something interesting. Went to David Filo, who's one of the founders of Yahoo.
Right.
So this is great search technology. Why don't you guys make a company, and maybe we'll use you someday. And we sort of went off, and we continued doing our research for a long time.
So David said that to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And eventually, we actually started a company. We finally broke down and said, oh, we're not quite going to finish our PhDs right away. We're going to start a company to get this thing out into the world.
Number 9. Michael Bloomberg, net worth $55.5 billion. The founder, chief executive, and owner of mass media firm Bloomberg LP, Bloomberg took time off from business between 2002 and 2013 in order to serve 3 consecutive terms as the 108th mayor of New York City.
The next manufacturing business is tech, if you will. The next job creator is tech. And if people are going to have the dignity of being self-sufficient and have jobs and be able to enjoy life, they're going to have jobs, and those jobs are going to be created in the tech world. And so people have to get the skill sets required to fill those jobs. At the same time, we've got to make sure we have immigration and bring in people from around the world with new ideas that will create the jobs themselves.
Number 8. Mark Zuckerberg, net worth $62.3 billion. The Facebook chief executive and founder's wealth has shrunk by $8.7 billion, or 6.6 billion pounds, in the last year, as the company battled privacy scandals, the BBC says.
Facebook is an idealistic and optimistic company. For most of our existence, we focused on all the good that connecting people can bring. And as Facebook has grown, people everywhere have gotten a powerful new tool for staying connected to the people they care about most, for making their voices heard, and for building community and businesses. Just recently, we've seen the Me Too movement and the March for Our Lives organized at least part on Facebook. After Hurricane Harvey, people came together and raised more than $20 million for relief. And there are more than 70 million small businesses around the world that use our tools to grow and create jobs.
Number 7. Larry Ellison, net worth $58 billion. Co-founder of software firm Oracle, Ellison stepped down as CEO in 2014, but still serves as chairman of the board and chief technology officer.
We're the number 2 application provider in the world, and we're number 2 in ERP behind SAP. Boy, this number 2 is getting old. Number 2, not for long. We're number 2 in CRM behind Siebel, but we're growing faster than SAP, and we're growing faster than Siebel, and we're determined to become number 1 in applications, as like we're number 1 in database.
Number 6. Amancio Ortega, net worth $62.7 billion. Ortega stepped down as chairman of Inditex, known for its Zara brand, in 2011, but he still owns nearly 60% of its shares. Number 5. Carlos Slim Helú, net worth $64 billion. Mexico's richest man, Slim Helú, and his family control América Móvil, Latin America's biggest mobile telecommunications firm. He also owns a stake in Mexican construction, consumer goods, mining, and real estate, as well as 17% of the New York Times.
Y esa situación considero yo que la tenemos ya en los países con mayor población de América Latina, quizás más del 80%.
Number 4. Bernard Arnault, net worth $76 billion. Arnault is the wealthiest European on the list. The Frenchman oversees an empire of more than 60 brands, including Louis Vuitton and Sephora. Number 3. Warren Buffett, net worth $82.5 billion. Now in his 9th decade, the Berkshire Hathaway chief executive, known as the Oracle of Omaha, is one of the most successful investors of all time. Like Gates, he is pledged to give away more than 99% of his fortune to charity.
You know, if people you look up to are going to form your vision of what the world, you know, how you want to be in later life. And well, I'll give you 2 pieces of advice. I'd invest as much in myself as you can. I mean, you're your own biggest asset by far. I mean, you've got all kinds of potential. All the people in this room, you're lucky to be in this country, gotten a good education. But most people go through life using up a very, very small part of their potential. And so anything you do that invests in yourself.
Number 2. Bill Gates, net worth $96.5 billion. A permanent fixture at the top of Forbes' list for the past 20 years, the Microsoft founder has sold or given away much of his stake in the company. He owns just 1% of Microsoft, and now focuses predominantly on his philanthropic work.
Well, the word nerd can be used in a sort of friendly way to say somebody who loves the technology and gets into learning it, and, stays up late playing around with it. That's a positive sense, and that I fit that description. When it's used in a negative way, it's almost like a racial slur that maybe comes about because some of this anxiety that people have.
Number 1. Jeff Bezos, net worth $131 billion. The former hedge fund manager turned online bookseller started Amazon in his garage in 1994. He still owns 16% of the e-commerce colossus, which has seen its share price rise nearly 500% in the past 5 years. Bezos has invested heavily in space technology and also owns the Washington Post newspaper.
Hi there, who are you?
I'm Jeff Bezos.
And what is your claim to fame?
I'm the founder of Amazon.com.
Where did you get an idea for Amazon.com?
Well, 3 years ago, I was in New York City working for a quantitative hedge fund when I came across the startling statistic that web usage was growing at 2,300% a year. So I decided I would try and find a business plan that made sense in the context of that growth. And I picked books as the first best product to sell online, after making a list of like 20 different products that you might be able to sell. And books were great as the first best, because books are incredibly unusual in one respect, and that is that there are more items in the book category than there are items in any other category by far.
In 2019, the 33rd annual Forbes list of the world's billionaires, the list included 2,153 billionaires with a total net worth of $8.7 trillion, down 55 members and $400 billion from 2018. The US continued to have the most billionaires in the world with a record of 609.